Hey, good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. This is Will McAdam from PrivacyDuck, and I want to welcome you to our very first episode of our new weekly fun YouTube show we have here called This Week in Privacy. Isn't that exciting? So it's going to bring you all the latest news on what's new in the opt-out and privacy world from the last week. A lot of these are little nuanced things that we notice here at PrivacyDuck while we're working. And also just a few new announcements too about things from PrivacyDuck. So let's get started on that. So the first big development I want to tell you about is something very exciting. If you go to one of the highest ranking websites that used to be out there called 10 Digits, that was when we got a lot of phone calls about. Everybody was on there. I have some great news. It is now gone completely. It was purchased last week by Pipl, PIPL.com, which is still up and it's going through its little change over here. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with Pipl. It is an aggregate site, which means it takes information from various other sources on the web, like Instant Checkmate or Twitter or Facebook, and it puts this information on their own page about you, and it's not a page you can directly delete. You have to delete all these other little sources that Pipl links to, or in the case of social media like Twitter and Facebook, you have to adjust your privacy settings. But that leads directly into the second bit of big news I want to talk about right now, which is aggregate sites like Pipl. So once again, they pull information from everywhere else, like we have a James Smith here from Los Angeles that has information from white pages, some social profiles there, but you can tell like a lot of different websites have grabbed this guy's information and put it up. People Looker being one that they use. So what aggregate sites do is really, it's annoying for the consumer and it's a little bit frustrating on our end because you can't directly delete from it. So you have to do these deletions and wait for stuff to fall off. So, but it is possible to get off of Pipl. But speaking of aggregate sites, there's a brand new one that I want to bring to your attention. Which you saw me type that correctly, Quanki.com, Quanki. I don't know what that means, but it's that's the name of the website. So this one is a new aggregate site. We do delete from this one with our premium privacy services, which we'll get to in a few moments here. But you'll notice if you go to type somebody's information in here, that it primarily right now seems to pull from only one source, and that source is InstantCheckmate.com. I don't know if this is directly owned by Instant Checkmate. I haven't found that out just yet, but I do know that that seems to be the only place that this pulls from. For example, we can click on James Edward here. It will ask us to go to a complete profile, and if we click on that, that takes us directly to, after a few moments here, to Instant Checkmate. Here we go, where a search begins. So, yeah, that's exciting. So, removing from Instant Checkmate by itself right now will affect Quanki, which again, Quanki being an aggregate site doesn't have its own direct opt-out process. But if you remove from Instant Checkmate, that will reflect in about a week or two over to Quanki. So that's it right now for the aggregate sites. That's some exciting news. The other thing that's been happening a lot these last couple of weeks has been the site Nuwber.com. This came online, I believe, in March of 2016. And they have typically a fairly responsive opt-out process that's nearly instant or usually instant. It requires a confirmation email. And I do have a video up on our YouTube channel, if I can spell .com correctly, that goes over how to opt out from Nuwber. And that process is totally valid and it works, but what a few people have been having issues on lately, and we've had a few of those too, and that's a video right here from 3 months ago, they can click on a YouTube channel. Is sometimes on the very last step, when you go to click on the confirmation link they send you, it takes you to a 404 error page not found. Not a your profile's been removed, but a not found page for the confirmation. The end result being that your profile is still up. And you know, you can try with different email addresses, but it happens. It doesn't happen for a lot of people. It happens with about 1 in every 15, 20 profiles I come across. But it's been happening enough to people that's become a big topic in our own discussions on the videos and in some other places on the internet. And so what I advised everybody last week on our comments on the video over here was to basically just email. You want to email support@Nuwber.com. And that's what I've mentioned as far as, you know, some issues going on here. Just emailing support@Nuwber.com, and that email address is right up here. And you can just email them your link. And let me show you an example of a link right here. If you find your profile, and again, only do this if the opt-out process on the video is not working for you. If you get that 404 page not found error. But if you do get that and it's not working, just simply go to your profile, click the link up here. This is the URL, and just write a nice email. And so why I bring this up is because there's been several people in the last week or so who have been big advocates of, oh, I'm sending these angry, strongly worded, nasty emails. You know, I do, believe me, out of everyone in the world, I especially realize how frustrating these people's search sites are. And it's an invasion of privacy, and I fully agree with that. But, you know, don't lose your humanity, folks, in an effort to get what you want. You know, the people who get these emails who are helping you out, who are processing these are relatively low-paid frontline employees, you know, similar where you find in a fast food restaurant, you know. And I have to tell you, folks, every single time in 3 years at PrivacyDuck, and in my 3 years at Reputation.com before that, I have never had to send a nasty or angry email to get results done. Actually, that seems to trip people up more or less. And if you can relate to experiences in your own job or your own life, I'm sure you can understand why. So, you know, be human, be kind. I'll show you exactly what you need to do here, folks. Go to your email address right here and compose a new email. And this is how you get off Nuwber if you're having tech issues. Support@Nuwber.com. Please opt me out, James Smith, or you know, obviously you'll put your name and your city, and just a nice message. And here's exactly what I'm writing. Hi there. I tried several times on your confirmation link process. Keep getting an error page not found. And this is not foreign to them. They know it's a tech issue and they are working on it. But so this is not going to be an user request. So they'll completely understand what you mean if you just say, you know, you try the confirmation process, get a page not found. Can you please assist me in removing this link? And go back to the link, type it in. There you go. Thank you for your time, you please, and thank yous, just like your parents hopefully taught you. And thank you for your time. Sincerely, James. And you know, send that email off. And it's not going to be the instant process, but there's a tech error on the instant process. So it will be 2 or 3 days. But what will happen, and it's happened for us and other people, is you send that nice email off and you know, that link will be gone in a second. So just again, folks, just a reminder to treat people kindly, especially, you know, right now. We don't need to add little microaggressions to get our way. We can say please and thank you and get amazing results much faster than the other people who want to be hateful about it. So that's my 2 cents on that, and I will get off my perpetual internet YouTube soapbox on that topic for now. But so the last thing I want to talk to you about as well is we have heavily revised our services over at PrivacyDuck. We did the 1 time and the 1 year thing, and that wasn't really the most beneficial. For example, basic privacy only took a couple months. We didn't need reports for a year for that. VIP, premium one time takes more than a month or two, and those can be populated more. They're mail-based, so we want to be able to give the full adequate time and staffing and coverage to all of these different sites that you deserve and these sites require. So we want to do the best job possible for you in this very nuanced, very layered, very sometimes frustrating process. And we wanted to do the best. So we tore up the services, we recategorized sites, we added new sites, we took away the old ones that no longer work, like 10 digits, and we found about 25 new ones that have come online within the last month. And if you go here to where we removed from, and you go here, we're now doing 108 from basic privacy, 202 from premium. But the big service is our new signature VIP privacy, which gets 303 sites we know of. That is the one, that's the only one now that's for a full year. Monthly reports every month for a year, and you get a lot of good information, a lot of good coverage from that. That also includes any new sites and sources that come up over the next year. So you can see it's kind of like a little rusted nesting egg, how one site service kind of goes into the other. So it begins with basic, then the premium, then the VIP, and you can scroll down and obviously see where, find your site in there, but those are all the sites we take care of. So, and we have now added Florida Voters, flvoters.com, and votersdb.com to our services, which were, to our VIP services, which were really big, intense sites for a lot of people because they were listing, how you vote, when you vote, where you vote, very privacy invasive information. And the last thing we added on our revamp is you can now, with all of our services, you can now choose to cover more people, because all of our services are good for you and one other person. But we've had a lot of people ask about family or group plans. So if you want to cover, for example, premium privacy is $4.99 for 2 people. If you want to cover an additional 2 people, so 4 people total, that's an extra $3.75. Or if you want to cover a total of 6 people, that's an extra $7.50 on top of that. So that really helps save and break down the cost and make it much more affordable in groups. And the last thing is, people have been very concerned sometimes about the reports being delivered via email. So if you are more comfortable with US mail and want to do everything via paper, we can now do that for a $50 upcharge to cover our own additional cost here. And we can do that for you and make that happen now. So that is what is new in 10 digits, aggregate sites like Quanki, Nuwber's tech problems and how to approach things with a bit of humanity to get amazing results every time, and the new services that we are offering over at PrivacyDuck. Please take a stop by PrivacyDuck.com and look around at our videos we have, as well as our services, as well as our YouTube. We'll be getting a lot of new how-to videos out on our YouTube this week as well. And next week, we'll be back with a newer episode, next Wednesday of This Week in Privacy, to bring you all the latest news in the privacy world from this week. Hope you folks are doing well. Much love to you all. Please do like and subscribe. And if you're interested, visit PrivacyDuck.com and sign up for a new weekly newsletter, which is basically a text version of this video, if you prefer that, over the audio delivery. If you have to read, we can help with both. So our phone number is 415-320-1845, and you can always reach us at services@PrivacyDuck.com, or will@PrivacyDuck.com also works. Thank you so much, folks. Hope you have a great day and have a happy Wednesday and a beautiful week. Bye-bye.